this is Noemi Smith, and this is a free chapter for all you guys to watch so you can test the quality of our brand new video classes coming from 2022 and up. Okay, we're also going to be updating all our older classes, so please check back in our online store for online classes. And in this time, I'm going to be showing you a preview of our mixing polymer clay. I'm going to show you I'm going to even measure, because many of my patrons were asking me if I can measure the pieces of clay that I mix with other mediums and whatever. So I have my little scales, I have my little tools here, and we are getting ready. And actually, I am getting ready for my upcoming class, making a pin-up witch, a sexy witch, coming for Halloween. We're going to be having this class. You can have it, the details on our website. So I need to make some clay for my doll. I don't ever work with a straight type of clay, and especially if I have some kind of old clay or I want to make some of my crazy mixings. And all I'm going to need is some tools and, of course, polymer clay. My clay of choice, it will be Cernit, but of course, whatever the kind of clay that you like, I am a firm believer you should stick with the kind of clay that you like. So this is my kind of clay. This is Cernit. This is the clay I like. If you prefer any other brand, that is just fine. I would just don't do really Super Sculpey. Super Sculpey tends to crack and break right after you baking things, or even with the past of years, I have heard and known that figures made with Super Sculpey will crack and crumble many times to pieces. So I never use Super Sculpey for a finished piece. Like in this case, it's going to be a finished piece and a sculpture and art tool. Okay, this is a finished piece. I'm not gonna cast, not gonna be making molds of this, so my clay has to be perfect. All right, so I need clay. I need some clay softener, which you can find many brands. We have the one from Cernit. We have the one from I remember Super Sculpey brand. We have the new one from Cosclay also. I haven't tried that one, but I'm pretty sure it's just as good. It's some kind of oil for conditioning clay. I'm gonna need a tiny bitty scale to take numbers, like I said. This is a soap cutter. We use this to, I used to make soap too. It's very fun. In the worst case scenario, in the case that you have old clay, you could use a blender, a tiny bitty blender like this. I normally will use only a pasta machine if my clay, like this one, is pretty fresh. I got it in the clayla.com or clayla.com. We're gonna have all the links down in the descriptions. You might want to check it out. This is pretty much fresh. So the only problem that I have with Cernit, this is the color biscuit. So it's a little bit like a light skin color. The flesh color is this one. It's a little bit, I don't know if it shows in the camera, but it's a little bit darker. You can see the difference here. This clay changes colors when it's baked. It tends to get darker, all right? So, like I said, the problem I have with Cernit is that this clay is strong and nice, but it's a little bit too transparent for my liking. And that's mainly the reason why I mix clays. And in other cases, it's because the clay is old. If your clay is old, you will open it from the package, and it will be crumbled into pieces like this. That means your clay is pretty getting there. It's pretty old. It could be even worse. This is not as hard as a rock, but it actually could be worse. That's not as bad. This is the fresh clay here. Look at all those little crumbles there. Look at this consistency. Actually, you can just cut a part of this, and you can immediately start conditioning. Conditioning it always goes with the warmth of your hands, the warmth of your fingers. Okay, so if you have a clay that is super hard, even worse than this, the secret to condition that old clay you are going to need to use some brand new clay, fresh clay, okay? It's very, very, very hard to get to condition old clay without the help of fresh clay. So let's cut and measure some pieces here. My mini scale takes just small stuff. So I'm going to try to cut it thin. If you cut it, the thinner you cut it, actually the better for you. All right. You're going to try to cut as much as thin pieces you can. Okay, I'm gonna measure. This is ounces right now. This is not even 1 ounce. It's just a little bit there. It's 0.2 ounces, but what I'm going to show you in general is you have to do a half of the old 0.2 and a half of new clay. And also try to do the new clay thing. See? Oh, right away too. I know, working with old clay is a pain. It's a pain. So let me cut a little bit more. But I will never waste clay, I'm telling you. I will just go and do this process. Okay, let's measure the whole thing again. That's the old clay. 0.5. 0.5 pretty much. So it's half an ounce. Half an ounce there. And I got the 2 on there, so I'm gonna add a little bit more here. 2, 3. So exactly a half and a half. It could be a little bit more of the fresh clay. There you go. Right. Now we're gonna do this layer. That's what I told you to cut it flat. Gonna layer these pieces. And between the layers, you're going to add your softener, the oil softener, whatever the brand you want to use. And layering even more. And of course, I was mentioning I want the white because this clay, the only bad thing is kind of transparent. I don't like that. If you like transparent clay, that's fine. So it will be 5, and let me see how much is the white. White is, my cat is coming and visiting. White, okay, for a 0.5, just to tell you, we did a half and a half of the old clay and the new clay. And the white, if I want to add a little bit of a white, is like 0.1 or even less. I will do 0.05 probably. There you go. Probably less or a little bit for this. I actually don't measure, you know, but I'm just doing this because I have my students asking me, and just to let them know exactly, I would like them to see the whole picture. In my case, I do not measure. You can measure, yes. I just calculate a half and a half and a little bit of white, and that's it. Okay. The thing is, I'm building the layers, and of course, don't forget to do the softening. Don't go crazy with the softening, because too much, it will make your clay melty, and you do not want that. Now this one, I'm not going to be able to do the pasta machine right away. This is pretty hard to go to the pasta machine. So in the case, I try to put everything together there as much as I can. And also I try to grab all the crumbles. There you go. Now I even try to do cuts of this. So of course you had to make more of this. This old clay mixture, I will totally have to put it on the tiny bitty food processor that I show you in the beginning, because this is not gonna be easy to go into the pasta machine. Okay, look at these little crumbles like that. Of course you have to make a lot more than this. And then after this, we have to put these babies. Now I won't be able to open this thing. This thing had a trick on there. Oh, there you go. I found this in Amazon, by the way. And of course, once you start using this for your clay, you can make edible things here. You can't cook on here. So I'm going to cut a little bit more chunks because you need to fill it a little bit more, at least up to here. Not full, at least up to here. It's less than a little bit and a half on this. All right, so I'll be back with a little bit of my older clay with the newest clay to condition, and I'll show you how this process looks, okay? I forgot to tell you, the white that I'm using is Fimo Professional, not Fimo Soft, please. I'm pretty sure I can't really find this on the stores anymore, but you can pretty much find this online. It's just white, like matte white, not transparent white. So this will help you with transparent clays if you want to put it on there. I have a preview video of mixing and conditioning clay. It's another free video available. It's an older video though, but it's also available on my channel because over there I'm playing with coarse clay, and in this case I decided just to skip and do not put any kind of a coarse clay here. It's not that it hasn't worked. Is that the coarse clay, it gives it a funny kind of like a gummy texture, and to make my art doll I don't really want to risk it with that. I think this clay is excellent for making monsters and things that have tentacles, because this clay is meant to be kind of bendable and nice like that. It's kind of weird. I need to practice with this clay more. I like it to make monsters and horns and that kind of things. Is excellent. But for my art doll this time, I do not want to risk it. But you can totally watch that video. I believe it's on my YouTube channel. All right. So I keep on going straight. I'm using the Fimo Professional white to make my clay less transparent. And I'm just gonna keep building. Oh, I'm forgetting this. I'm just gonna keep building my pancakes. I'm on the last of my 3 so-called pancakes. I don't want to overflow my little machine here, so I guess I'm gonna be working with these pieces here. And I got 2 leftovers there. That's good there. Like I said, I can go blending, and this is going to turn into tiny little balls. My friend Patty actually introduced me to this machine, and God, it was a life-changing experience. For me, hand doing this from all clay, it was a truly nightmare. So thank you, Patty, if you're watching this video. You ready? Incoming. Incoming! Grinding, and chopping. Try to do it gradually, because remember, if anything gets overheated here, you're gonna end up baking your clay. So try to go like a little. I'm doing it both. One goes forward and the other one goes backwards. So grind and chop. I'm doing the 2 of them, a little bit, and you're gonna see they're gonna start turning into a tiny little ball, kind of like the puppies on my bunny. That is the idea. Oh, I don't want to go. I can see. Once you start doing the little balls, it means it's getting there. And yeah, I love this machine. I believe I found this one in Amazon. But yeah, my friend Patty introduced me to this. Let me see if I can add the rest of it. Oh, you see? Little balls! Let's see if I can add the rest of this. I'm gonna chop the rest of it, so I will be able to have it all done. And that was actually all the old clay I have. I'm waiting for the seller of this clay to bring more flesh color. I only have pale skin, which is okay, depending the character you're doing. We're doing a witch, so I'm pretty sure she will be and on the pale side of town. Tiny bit more. All right, chop in the last little piece, and that's it. And then I'm going to tell you how much the total weight of this clay I'm calculating is probably on the 200 grams. I'm calculating it a little bit. Sorry, but I'm better with this in grams than ounces. All right, wait, 3 more pieces down the hole. All right, yeah. Here goes nothing. So I'm doing the chop and grind. Like I said, one goes backward and the other one goes the opposite. One goes forward and the other one goes backwards. So I'm doing a little bit. It's between chop and grind, the two of them, okay? And I don't do it straight because I'm afraid something might create heat and my clay is gonna get baked. I'm not sure that's even possible, but maybe I don't want to risk it. There you go. And chop. And grind. And chop. And grind. And chop. You can also check the time I'm taking to do this. That will help you kind of get the hang of this. How long, like some people could be asking me, how long does it take to doing this? Well, exactly this time, okay? But just check it out. Doesn't take too long though. You have to see everything turn into these little balls. I just want to make sure. Oh, there you go. You see? Tiny little balls. Are these fully blended? No. You still need to hand blend and do the pasta machine. All right? We are not safe. Here we go. So, next. I'm going to remove it from here. Here, I have my little balls on there. You can try to play with your hands a little bit. It feels soft and nice. I think it's cool, yeah, it's cool. Right here you can tell in this state, when you're playing around with the little balls, you can tell, is this the consistency that you really like it? If it's not, I think, if it's too soft, it's my preference. I don't like working with softer clays, okay? I think it feels like it's going to melt and it doesn't help me building the sculpture. I think I'm fine here. If you're happy, you just go ahead and get all your little parts away from here. And we're going to start making balls from here. Remember, we're going to the pasta machine. Oh, so we're going to try to make first a little ball, and then you're going to try to flatten it. I'm working in a white, it's a foam pad. Try to work with these things that are light color because you don't want your clay getting stained with black stuff or lint or dirt or grease, even worse, black grease. It looks like that, and you can totally see the colors, the different colors, the pattern shown here. So the blender only helps you to cut the pieces in tiny even pieces of your original clay. Now you have to do the pasta machine. Actually, the very last part of this is a little bit tricky. So I'm gonna grab a strong butter knife and I'm going to get it out of my little case here, my little cup. I forgot to show you this part. Be gentle because sometimes this will come off in one piece actually, and you don't have to do much effort. That actually means that you put enough oil, because if this clay is kind of melty and it has too much oil there, oh boy, it will glue into the cup here, into the plastic cup. Get it if it comes like that, look at that. It means you just did enough for you. Very gentle. I don't want to ruin this. This is just acrylic, so I don't really want to ruin my little cup here. So I'm just trying to be very gentle with this. Goes in there. And the last chunk on here. So far I'm liking the consistency and the color of this mixing. Each mixing, unless you take the exactly measurement, each mixing will come different. Especially if you're like me and don't take any weights or of the clay that you were using. I never take a weight. I never weight my clay. I just do it by the eye. But just for the purpose of fully showing you guys, I did measure it at the beginning of the video. Dun dun. Wait, one piece there. Alright, now it's officially dun dun clean. Now I'm going to tell you how much this is going to be. Actually, the dough is going to be about 18 inches, the dough that I'm going to make. If I ever say something different, it's because I'm crazy. I'm not the kind that likes to do really big dolls. They're beautiful, and I might do a bigger doll in the future, and we can make a fun class out of that. But in this case, it's just going to be a regular size of a doll, okay? Which I usually make them. My dolls were pretty much 9 inches and less. So let's see if we can make this doll like 10, maybe 15 inches maximum. I will see about that. I'm going to check on the pattern. All the students are getting a pattern and body references, anatomy, for them to have it on the class, as well as material list. Okay, all right, I'm going to finish this and I'm going to show you how much all of this weighs. This is a good old big pasta machine that I actually got for $6 in the thrift store. So I'm going to put a little bit of alcohol and wipe it off clean. It seems to have been clean, but just in case, you know. I also have to clean. I do this on a regular basis though, cleaning the rolls on my pasta machine. Exactly the same way I'm doing this. I'm gonna do it again. Like I said, this is a new machine I'm using, just in case. If anything goes wrong here, you can actually see it on the paper. It will come out like a black. Alright, it's good. So I'm gonna put, oops, I'm gonna put my clay here, and here we go. I'm on the opposite side of the clay machine, but I still help on the cows. It goes one, I fold it, and it goes again. Wait, fold it, and it goes again. You can start thicker, a little bit thicker, and then you can go very thin when you feel that everything is getting there together. There you go. If you see any black patches in your clay, remove it right away. Don't leave it there, okay? It means some kind of a lint or something out of there. No biggie, you just remove it all. Don't use it when it has black patches on there, or dirt or debris or something, okay? Okay. There you go. Here is your little piece of clay, and you can't see all the different colors that you can't see all the different colors of clay that we saw before. This is right after the pasta machine. Actually, this is a very fast process to the way I used to do it before. It was all hand blending first before going to the pasta machine. Remember to take out any black debris that you find here. Don't keep conditioning if you see any kind of a debris or dirty spots in your clay. All right? Yes, this one has a perfect consistency. I love it. And of course, when I get it warmed up, which we always do this process before we start making a piece, a sculpture, or anything in the polymer clay. I might care to have it a tiny bit more softer. So, and then I will use my clay oil, smoothing clay oil, tiny bit. Don't, like I said, don't go crazy. If you think you need a little bit more, you will just do that. In this case, like I mentioned, I'm doing the Cernit Magic Mix. This one is a little bit hard to find in the United States, so you can totally try the Cos Clay one. This is a brand new softening, clay softening, and the other one from the Sculpey 2. They're all the same in the end. Okay. Yep. After this point, like I said, if you need to add more softness, you do a softening. If you made a mistake and you get your clay way too softer, like melty, that's horrible, yes. You're just gonna grab, you're gonna leach the clay, well, like we call that. We're going to try to take some oils off the clay, and if that is your problem, if that is the case, you're just gonna make flat pancakes or long pancakes of the clay like this. And you're just gonna grab white paper, like printing white paper. An example, not this, is printing, the printing paper, okay? Just a flat white printing paper. And you're gonna wrap your clay with the paper, and you put layers of the clay with the paper like that, and you're gonna let that leach. The paper is going to consume the oils from the excess oils from the clay. It's a little bit tricky. Don't let it go too fast because too long, like for days, because it will make your clay dry again. So you have to keep checking, maybe every day. You will take it out and blend it and condition it again. And if it is the consistency that you wanted, that's it. No more paper. You get all paper. That's the process of leaching paper, which is kind of popular between doll artists. And I love this piece of clay. It's very good. If I'm gonna go further with this, if you wanna go further with this, you could do like little pieces of test, and then you can bake it, because like I said, especially in the case of Cernit, it changes colors, okay? It gets like kind of like darker. So if you wanna see 100% that what is the finishing color of your clay, you can totally make a little something and bake it. And also to test if you like the consistency of the strength of your clay, I'm pretty much faithful to Cernit. I have even dolls falling from my table, off my table, and the doll didn't break with Cernit when it's well baked. I like Cernit. That's all I have to say. If you prefer Pro Sculpt, which is another kind of a good clay, my friend Sherry, she has a store and she sells the Pro Sculpt. We will leave you links to get this clay, the Pro Sculpt, links for where to find the machine in Amazon. Pasta machine is everywhere pretty much, but we will try to hook you up with that too. All right, we're almost done here. If you are like me and you did not measure the pieces of your clay, you will totally have to do this part. It will be a good still, even if you measure it, just to get for certain an uniform color. So I'm going to grab each one of my pieces. They're all being gone through the pasta machine. This is just to make 100% sure that the coloring will be all even for making that one doll, okay? I'm going to put them all together. I ended up adding a little bit more softener because I felt like it was a little bit too hard still. A few drops when I was doing the pasta machine. All of these are together. I'm calculating. It looks like it's like 100 150 grams, maybe 200 grams in total. Maybe 200 grams in total, the total clay. I will measure it still. Now, for a size of a doll about 10 inches, up to 15 inches, I will say, you're probably gonna use 250 grams, if not more. That's I consider that to be a pretty much of a big doll. Anything over 9 inches to me is big. 9 inches, the size of a full size of the doll, you know. And this doll is going to be full body clay. It's not going to be like parashell or something like that. The whole thing pretty much is going to be, maybe the arms will be like material because she's going to have long sleeve clothing, but that I will see that. Okay, hold that together like that. And then we're going to roll. This is mainly going to help the color to be one and only even color. So you're certain that you will not be using clays a little bit slightly different coloring for the head, on the body, on the hands. This could be a little bit tricky and you still have to knead the clay all together. And interlocking, actually, like I say, you do the worm, the long little worm, and then you interlock them. This will guarantee also the conditioning of the clay, and 100% it will guarantee the coloring being even. I do care for the clay being this, some people like working with harder consistency clay and some other people like softer. That will be up to you actually. When it's softer, it feels like it's not, I don't have fully control of my clay. So even though I'm struggling a little bit to do this part, I like it to have a little bit of a stronger consistency. All right, I don't think this is going to, maybe this is going to be too big for my little scale. I'm going to do grams. There you go. I'm going to do grams. Aha, yeah, it's too big for my little scale. There you go, 500 grams, 580 actually. 5. Okay, yep, like I said, I have approximately 200 grams of clay right here. This is going to be a big doll, probably on the 12 inches tall. So just to make 100% sure, I'm going to add more of the flesh clay just to complete the amount of clay that I want from my doll and more, because I want it to have actually leftover clays instead of having missing pieces of clay, because finding the color is going to be hard. Or I can even make the whole thing together and make 1 full pound, which is, well, 1 pound is 500 grams. 500 grams is 17.7 ounces. From that you can tell a little bit, okay? It's almost 1. So the certainty is a little bit more than a pound, tiny bit more than a pound actually. But yeah, I think just to be sure, I'm going to mix it with a half, exactly half of the leftover on the clay here, so I won't have to be worried about my missing clay for my large size of a doll. All right. So for this upcoming brand new class this August is going to be a live interactive chat with the students, live video class. I'm going to be making a doll about 12 inches tall, and I'm going to be gathering more of my clay. Probably I'm going to be using 400 grams just to be sure that I won't be missing any clay. And you are completely welcome to join us. It's going to be very fun. We already have students signing up. I'm going to be sending you the material list, the body pattern, and the references for anatomy. All right. And this is pretty much the end of this presentation. I hope you like it. Please make sure to like this video and share it with your friends, because this is totally free for everybody to watch. Follow our channel, follow us in Facebook and Instagram for more tutorials and more presentations like this, and for brand new upcoming classes. Thank you very much for watching.